Advanced Algebra Mastery Quiz number 10. First thing we're going to do is simplify each radical expression or exponential expression. This first one should look very familiar. Okay, the square root of 252. We want to simplify that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check, okay, is it already a perfect square? So I'm going to go ahead and take the square root of 252. And no, it is not a perfect square. So we have to figure out what perfect square will go into 252. Now remember your perfect squares: 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, and so on. So which of these perfect squares will go into 252? Okay, well, if you're not sure, you can use your calculator to assist you. Okay, take 252. We want to see which perfect square divides that evenly. Okay, so I'm going to go, all right, I think maybe 4 will. Okay, whoops, I did that wrong. Let me do that again. 252 divided by 4. There we go. Okay, oh, 4 does. Okay, 4 does work, but is 4 the largest perfect square that will go into 252? Okay, so let's keep going here. So let's see. 252 divided by, let's see if 9 works. Okay, wow, look at that. 9 also works. Okay, so is 9 the biggest perfect square? All right, let's keep going. Well, I know, let's see. We'll try 16. 252 divided by 16. No, 252 divided by 16 does not work. Okay, the next one we need to try is, well, 25 I know is not going to work because 25 only goes into numbers that end in 0 or 5. So let's try 36. 252 divided by 36. Aha! 252 divided by 36, that gives me 7. And I know I can't break 7 down any further. So 36 and 7. So 36 is the perfect square. So I can rewrite this, remember, as the square root of 36 times 7. Now, since 36 is a perfect square, the square root of 36, remember, is 6. So this becomes 6 square roots of 7. Next. All right, the fifth root of negative 3,125. Now remember what this means, okay? This means we want to know what number can you multiply. First of all, what number can you multiply to itself 5 times to get negative 3,125? Okay, well, it ends in a 5, so I'm guessing it's probably going to be a 5, okay? So let's see if that works. So I'm going to go ahead and go, all right, negative 5 times negative 5 times, oops, come on, calculator. Negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5, that's 4 of them, times negative 5. Okay, yep, it's negative 3,125. Now, remember, the fifth root can also be written as negative 3,125 to the 1/5 root. Okay? Now, remember what that means. Again, the 5 tells us we have a number that we can multiply to itself 5 times, and how many of those numbers do we want? We want just 1. The numerator tells us we want 1 of those numbers. So our answer is negative 5. You can also use the calculator for that, remember. If you take your calculator, remember to use parentheses. So type in parentheses negative 3,125, close it. Use your caret key. Again, you need to use parentheses around the exponent. Type in 1/5. And voila, there it is, negative 5. All right, let's keep going. The next one says the fourth root of 1,296, x to the 20th. Okay, I'm going to first rewrite this. Okay, this is 1,296 x to the 20th to the 1/4 power. Now remember, that exponent on the outside goes to everything inside. So I can rewrite this again as 1,296 to the 1/4 power times x. Now 20 times 1/4 is 5. So that becomes just x to the 5th. Now, just like before, what number can I multiply to itself 4 times to get me 1,296? Okay, and if you do some guessing and checking and stuff, you'll find out that it would be 6. 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. And you can verify that with the calculator. 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Yep, 1,296. Or, okay, you can immediately go to your calculator and do this. Okay, 1,296. Okay, just a second, let me type it correctly. 1,296 raised to, again, you must use parentheses, to the 1/4 power is 6. All right, let's keep going. Next one. Okay, well, it looks like 128 to the 5/7 power. All right, well, again, remember the denominator, the 7, tells us we're going to multiply a number to itself 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and the 5 tells us how many of those numbers we're going to need. Okay, well, again, you could do some guessing and checking, but you will find out that it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, that will give us the 128. So the 7 tells us we're going to multiply 2 to itself 7 times. The 5, the numerator, remember, tells us how many we want. We want 5 of those. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will give us 32. Or, again, you can use your calculator. Okay, again, get into the habit of using parentheses. So 128 raised to the, again, parentheses, 1/5 or 1/7 power is 32. And that's what we figured out. All right, one more problem. Use rules of exponents to simplify the expression, then change the expression from exponential form to radical form. All right, well, the first thing is this part right here. You got to remember your rules of exponents. Okay, so that tells us we can multiply those together. So when I multiply -5/8 to the 4, okay, I get m to the -5/2. -5/8 times 4 becomes -5/2. Now, remember, we are not allowed to have negative exponents. So we're going to go ahead, since that is in the numerator right now, to get rid of the negative exponent, we're going to drop that down to the denominator. So that becomes m to the +5/2. Now, we need something in the numerator. Okay, well, when you drop it down, nothing's left on top except the number 1. So put a 1 on top. Now, we're not done. Change the expression from exponential form to radical form. So we need to go one more step. We want the radical. The m goes inside. Okay. Now, the 2, remember, tells us it is a square root. So you can leave the radical like that, or you could put the 2 here, but the 2's not necessary. Okay, that 2 is not necessary. And then the 5 we're going to put right there. So 1 over the square root of m to the 5th is the correct answer. It is also correct to write it with the 2 there, but again, the 2 is not necessary. That's it. Good luck.